A lot of Catholics are afraid to be amazed. At the Easter season, sometimes at Christmas, a lot of Catholics sort of shuffle back to church, and I see a fear in their eyes. They're afraid. They're afraid of coming back to church. They're afraid of what they hear spoken about Jesus. They're afraid of what they hear spoken in the Catholic Church. They're afraid. And I'm not sure I understand that fear. But I see that same fear in the New Testament, in the accounts about the resurrection of Jesus. In Luke chapter 24, Mary Magdalene and other women go to the tomb early in the morning. They're expecting to find Jesus dead. And what they find is not him dead at all. In fact, he's not even in the tomb anymore. They see an angel who is there in a conversation with them. He tells them to go. The angel tells these women to go back to the apostles who are locked up literally and figuratively in this upper room. They're afraid, these men are. Mary Magdalene and the other women go to them, and they just tell them, he's not in the tomb anymore. He's risen from the dead. They don't even know what it means, but here's what the Gospel of Luke says. But these words seemed to them an idle tale. I think here of all of the wonderful women who come to the church so often. I think of my own grandma who prayed her rosary so often for me. I think of so many men in the world who have maybe moms, maybe grandmothers, maybe wives, who they hear this tale of Jesus risen from the dead, and it sounds just like to the apostles, an idle tale. That means dumb, worthless, pointless to my life. Okay, it sounds like an idle tale. You're in good company. It sounded like an idle tale to the apostles, to the first Pope Peter. But what do they do? They're not afraid to be amazed. Peter and John go to the tomb. They go investigate what seems like an idle tale for themselves. They go into the tomb. They encounter the evidence for the resurrection, and then soon after they encounter the risen Christ himself. Jesus says to Peter, not long after, risen from the dead, he says to Peter, "Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me?" This is no idle tale at that stage for Peter, and his whole life is changed. What seems like idle talk becomes a transformation in Peter. So if you've been away from the church for a while, if the tale of old ladies about the risen Jesus seems like idle talk, I get that. But don't let yourself stay locked up in fear. Get out of the upper room of your skepticism. Get out of the upper room of your fear. Get out of the upper room of being idle in the faith. Go investigate the things for yourselves. Do you have a friend who has stronger faith than you? Go talk to him or her. Ask them what their reasons are for their faith in the resurrection of Jesus. Go to a priest. Ask him questions. Ask him to explain things. If he doesn't give you good answers, go find another one. Watch great YouTube videos on debates about the resurrection of Jesus. Read the New Testament accounts of the resurrection. Explore them. You might find yourself like Peter if you are not afraid to be amazed, that you will, like we hear in Luke 24, that when he saw the linen cloths by themselves in the tomb, he went home, amazed at what had happened.